I'm going to paint this snow scene. We've got some lovely light on here and some interest in the background. Not much in the foreground, so I'm going to introduce a couple of figures in there and create a stronger focus to the painting. So let's get this drawn up and see how we get on. So first of all, I'm marking simple lines. Okay, so the main lines are put in, just the guidelines, the main structure of the painting, and now I'm ready to paint. So I'm going to begin by pre-wetting the whole painting because the reason for this is there's a lot of soft light value in the picture. I don't always wet down a painting before I begin, but to avoid hard edges right at the beginning, then I'm just going to make sure this is nice and damp so I can flood some colours in. And I'll just add some of this down in this foreground area and try and sandwich the light here. Okay, that's very pale. It's a very pale start because we're working on a snow scene. So I'll dry this down and then I can start to build up some of the richer values in the picture. Right, let's get some background into this. Okay, stronger still, ultramarine, card red, some of the sap green, just to make this lovely colourful grey. Bit of a wall coming up this side. Cool. Okay, so they just give me a bit of an anchor in the painting now. Whilst I'm building everything else up, I can guide the eye towards these two figures a little bit easier. And also I think this whole lane is it's got a lot of earth showing through it, and I don't want that to command too much attention if I paint it wet on dry. It's going to be very hard edged. Okay, so we're still short of adding the shadows here. I always try and get the ground colours made up first and then add the shadows afterwards. Okay, I'm going to let this dry down for a few minutes just to allow the dampness to go into the paper, and then I can start to bring the cast shadows in and complete the painting. Okay, so this has dried a little bit. Now I can get these shadows in. Pick up a little bit of light and maybe one or two of these fence posts, cast in some nice lines and interest down into the picture space. And whilst I've got this thick colour on the go, and before this shadow has a chance to dry off, then I can bring in some darks here as well. Bits of lamp showing through. And because I painted this onto damp paper, the value's fading away as I would expect. So I come back in and just reinstate some of that strength. And here, a touch of cadmium yellow pale with the sap green, and because I use the sap green for the jacket, so it just puts that little bit of extra in there. This is titanium white. Now I'm going to use this quite thick in order to get the opacity, and also I'm going to mix with that some Naples yellow, so it's not quite so bright white. Join up some of the fence in here, and again push the eye into the painting. So lovely bit of finesse. Always nice to have some loose work and some of this finesse as well. Well, there we go, capturing a snow scene, utilising the white of the paper, greying some of this down to start with. Lots of paint flowing together, simplistic background, but always concentrating the eye onto the focus of the picture.